This is a general flow chart of how the admissions process works. From the very start, most of the time, clients, well, really their family members, their parents, or providers will call into the admissions line. We will give them whatever information they need about our program. We can talk about different levels of care. We can talk about what our availability looks like. For hospitals, we do request they send us a clinical packet via fax, which consists of obviously clinical information about what's going on with that kiddo, and also insurance information so we can run that for the family and find out what their financial portion looks like. So after we go through the insurance, we verify the benefits, we call the family back, we can kind of talk through all that confusing insurance lingo so they understand exactly how the process is going to work. They understand exactly what they will owe should we move forward with the process, go through payment plans, all of that. Once that's all settled, then we move on to the assessment phase of the admissions process. And admissions does a very thorough assessment for Evolve in general. So kids that are coming to our residential program, we don't get to meet them until they arrive on site with us on the day of admission. So because of that, we really need to gather as much information as we can to get as full of a picture as we can to make a determination of whether or not Evolve is a good fit for them. It's important for us to be able to confidently tell parents we feel we can effectively and successfully treat your child. So a lot of times this is done via assessment over the phone with the parent. There are times we talk to the client as well. We collect documentation like IEPs, psychological testing, other records from current treatment providers. There are times we'll get releases and talk to the current treating therapist or psychiatrist. And then once we have all that information, we move on to approving or making a decision as to whether or not Evolve is a good clinical fit for the family. It's actually a decision I myself make as the admissions clinician. All the residential cases come through me to determine whether or not Evolve is going to be the best fit for the family. After that, we coordinate with the family, we coordinate with the facility, and we do the admission. So in regular world, this whole process can actually happen pretty quickly. Right now, we happen to be in the middle of a pandemic, and because of that, we have slowed this process down. Keeping our clients and staff safe are definitely is, of the utmost importance to us. That's the number one thing we're focusing on. So prior to admission, we are requiring negative COVID tests before kids arrive on site. This is non-negotiable, mandatory for all of our in-person locations, which would be all of our residential programs. And then right now, our San Jose PHP is in person. All the other ones are still virtual, with ideally the plan to go back eventually to all being in person. But again, we're taking things step by step to keep everyone safe. We also are monitoring where geographically our families are coming from. Again, it's a safety issue. We have very strict flying protocols if the family is choosing to fly to us and what that looks like. So we go over all that information with the family. We're also keeping one bedroom available at each of our residential locations for someone should they get COVID. We can quarantine them so they're by themselves away from everyone else. And then there's also just a few extra measures we're taking as far as keeping our clients and staff safe while in the program. We're doing hospital grade sanitation on all of our facilities every other week. We are we're screening our staff as they enter into their shift. We're requiring they wear masks. We're requiring social distancing. We're testing our staff. And then additionally, we are limiting the kinds and amounts of people that are coming in and out of the program.